So this is the market basket in North Andover, Massachusetts. Fun fact, this was the last market basket that my mom's parents, my nana and nanu, shopped at before they passed away. My grandfather in August, August 3rd of 1997, and then my grandmother stopped going here, and my mom would shop for her. And then my grandmother passed away on December 12th, 2003. So this is the market basket. This is originally my parents used to go to the one on Haverhill Street in Methuen when I was a kid in the 80s, early 80s, 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then into 9. But then my grandfather, at the time, 1906, 16, 26, 36, 46, 56, 86. He was about 83 or so, or something like that. And the police told him he's losing his license because he couldn't drive anymore. He was getting too old. So at that time, my grandparents, my nana and nanu, were shopping. They'd always shop at the Lawrence Essex Street market basket. And my father was against that. He would say it's roaches infested, no good. So my father, my mother, myself, my nana and my nanu, every Saturday morning would come here. Every single Saturday morning, like clockwork. Every Saturday morning, I'd watch ABC Family Morning, the ABC, after these messages, we'll be right back. I used to watch Winnie the Pooh. I used to watch all those early Saturday morning shows. That's a Likely Story, 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And then as the years went on, I had CCD classes, Sunday school, at Holy Rosary in Lawrence. And right after that, around maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, we go shopping over here. So, and this was the original market basket we shop at from 89 to 96. And there's a reason why we stopped shopping here in 96. And it was mostly my fault. Weirdo me. So, getting to that, I was always rambunctious. I'd go with my parents. My grandmother stopped coming here in 96 when my grandfather had kidney stones out. So that's when my mom would shop for her. And then my dad would come here with me, and we'd fight, we'd bicker in the aisles, and, the employees would notice it. And then something happened that was Joanne Dukas level. And when I say that, I mean one of the 7 deadly sins. And you guys can all guess what that is. So something happened with my mom, and then she blamed me when she was like, berated and like, put under hot lights. She's like, oh, it's his fault. He made me do it. I didn't know what I was doing. He's crazy. So they were like, we don't want him here anymore in the store. We don't want him here anymore in the store. So then over the years, Sons of Sam Horn. Oh, there goes the horn. Let's see how long that's going to be beeping. So Sons of Sam Horn would, criticize me online, and people, that went to Central with me. I was 14 at the time, and these upperclassmen, these jocks, these idiots, who schmoozed the teachers and played these sports and screwed all the girls, told people online that I was socially inept and I was like a loner, a loser, and that they used to see me with my parents, acting up. Oh, if I acted up, what about Brittany Ferlin in LA? She used to act up all the time at Target, and she got famous on Vine doing that. So, yeah, that's a little backstory with this market basket. So then after that, we didn't go here anymore. We went to the one in Methuen by the Loop from 1996 in the fall, like September, and onward. My parents still shop there. It's the most ghetto market basket. But this market basket's a really nice one. In 1991, the end part over here, like, you see what that steeple is right there? That triangle part? I think, well, no, beyond that corner, that little block over there after the triangle. I think they built on, because they didn't have the bakery. It was called the Yum Yum Shop in 1991. I was 8 years old. It was in the spring. I think that's when they put that there. Or they changed it to the Yum Yum Shop. So that's when they started the bakery, and then everyone would get free coffee every day, and creamers. They have creamers there, carnation creamers. They'd have French vanilla, regular. They'd have Irish cream, and my grandfather, he would always just hang out over there the whole time. So when I go inside, I will show you where that was. They don't have that anymore. And then 2024, they started building over here. This used to be right here. There used to be a block wall, a brick wall right there, where those cars are right there, right across there. See where that gray part is right there, the beginning of the new store they built? That used to be a brick wall. They got rid of it. And they built, this used to be Bradley's. Bradley's department store was here up until, I'll say, all throughout the late 80s, early 90s, maybe 95, 96, 97, 98. And then Kohl's went here. So they got rid of Kohl's and they built the new Market Basket from here all the way down to here. Wow, it's really huge. And it's going to have the market kitchen, I believe, and everything. Because as you can see, as we move closer, this over here, see the entrance doors are there. And then to this side, they have the windows, and they have like the little diner thing there I could see from here. So that's going to be a market kitchen with sit down and everything. So yeah, this is the new Market Basket, and it's supposed to be opening August 22nd, which is a few more days from now. Really nice. So this is the Market Basket inside. This is where I used to shop with my parents, right here. This is where we used to shop. Over here. Back there, I don't think they had that years ago. So we go this way. And I remember my grandmother, she used to see these two guys, they were like around her age, early 80s, Woody and Choo Choo. She used to call them Woody and Choo Choo. They're probably long gone by now. And we used to go, this used to be the same thing years ago. This was always here, I think. It might have been smaller, but this was always the dairy section, even since when I was a kid. And this was like always here. This is the dairy section. And then a fun fact, when I was a kid, there was a woman named Anne, and she used to give free samples every Saturday over here. And I don't think this cheese thing was here. When I was a kid, this wasn't here. I don't remember that being there either, but I remember right here, there was a woman named Anne, and we saw her ironically at China Buffet in New Year's Eve 1997 into 1998. And she used to sit right over here, and she used to give free samples every Saturday. I remember that. So, and this is the meat section. This the deli. I remember this is always here when I was a kid. So that's still the same. And this is like all the same. This was all the same when I was a kid, I think. All like the shopping area. But when I was a kid, I don't remember that far back, but I remember I'm pretty sure they extended this when I was like 8 or 9, at least 8 years old. Because I know they made the bakery into the Yum Yum shop. It was called the Yum Yum shop back then. So I think where this beam is, I think they extended the store where that beam is right there when I was like 8 years old, I think. Well, they could have extended more throughout the years, I don't know. But I know they made the bakery in 1991 called the Yum Yum shop. And I'm going to show you just where they had the coffee. They used to have free coffee every Saturday, every day though. And there's like the vegetable area, fruits, and this was, I think this was here when I was a kid. I remember this when I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. They had this. And then, but it's bigger. It seems a lot bigger than when I was a kid, maybe because I was a lot smaller. And this was actually, but now they have Market Kitchen over here. But this was called the Yum Yum shop. This used to be the Yum Yum shop. It wasn't called Market Bakery or anything. And right here was where my weird grandfather used to hang out when I was a kid, in his red sweater right here. And they used to have all you can drink coffee right here when I was a kid. Help yourself coffee. They don't have it anymore. So, but that's how things have changed over here over the years. But yeah, when I was a kid, they hated me over here. I almost got thrown out. They were like, don't bring him back anymore. Don't bring him back anymore. We don't like him. He's crazy. But, you know, everyone from Central was better than me, so. But look at me. I went to LA. I got to work at The Price is Right. I got to be on Glee, Grey's Anatomy, Desperate Housewives. Worked at the Fuller House and all those shows and failed. So, so yeah, this is like the last looks of the store before they actually close it. They say things are like not on the shelves as much, but there's still stuff on the shelves. So, but yeah, this was the last store my grandparents, my nana and nana, shopped in before they passed away back in 97 and then 2003. Because my nana didn't come anymore after my grandfather got sick. She made my mom shop for her every single week.